If you're looking for the best sports memorabilia and card break room on the internet, you've come to the right place. Welcome to Ultimate Autographs Live Break Room. Tonight's action will move fast, so we want to prep you for what you're about to see on your screen. First, the all-important dice roll number. At the top of the show, the host will randomize a series of numbers. The number selected from the randomizer will become the dice roll number for the entire show. Meaning every mystery box that is broken, the names of every collector will be placed on a list and randomized using the dice roll number for the show. Next, you see this black ticker down here? This shows you which numbers are still available in each and every Ultimate Autographs mystery box series. When a break fills or sells out, the host will ask for a number. This is where you make your selection from. Simply type a number in the chat, and the host will pick the first number they see. Throughout the show, you may see two different types of breaks: divisional and top spot. Divisional breaks are most common. In this format, all 8 individuals who enter a football-themed break will be positioned next to one of 8 football divisions after their names are randomized using the show's dice roll number. When the mystery box is opened, the football division of the team represented in that mystery box becomes the winning division. The lucky collector whose name is randomly placed next to that football division takes home the signed piece of authenticated memorabilia. Our top spot format is typically reserved for giveaways, college-themed series, and non-football breaks. In a top spot break, all names are added to a list. They are randomized using the show's dice roll number. At the end of the randomization, the name at the top becomes the winner of the signed item or prize. Breaking sports memorabilia has never been easier or more fun than it is in Ultimate Autographs Live Break Room. Remember, every mystery box series you see on the show can also be purchased as a personal mystery box that is either shipped directly to your home for you to open, or you can request to have it opened on a future Ultimate Autographs Live Breaks broadcast. Also, while you're waiting for your break to fill, we encourage you to look around ultimateautographs.com to see if you find a piece of memorabilia you love and want to add to your collection. And don't forget, every live break spot you purchase automatically earns you 6% back in UA cash that you can later exchange for a mystery box or a signed item of your choosing. All right, the time has come. Let's break some certified, authentic sports memorabilia in Ultimate Autographs Live Break Room. Tell them, boys.
Welcome to Ultimate Autographs. I'm Kamen here with Dave. We've got an exciting show. 7 series up on our website, Dave. We're closing in on selling out Fly, Eagles, Fly. Just 2 boxes left in the room. The ticker is pretty simple. 4 Flex on them left in the room. All those are on the ticker. 5 Bad Moon Rising left in the series also. 2 left on the Fly, Eagles, Fly, as I said. Dave, you know this. Our viewers probably know this, but if they don't, as soon as we sell out these series, we get fresh new ones on the website, and we have some great things cooking. And speaking of great, the brick wall will be our first break of the night, or of the afternoon, rather. That one was on fire last night.
Yeah, saw that. Went through about 16 of those boxes.
16 of those, and we
that.
still have a lot of headliners left in that one. Ray Lewis, the all-time tackle leader, O.J. Simpson, Travis Kelce. So a lot of fun on the show today.
Yeah.
We will get started with our dice roller.
Yep.
Needing 6 or higher to play. How about a 7? How does that sound?
Sounds good to me.
7 sounds good. Dice roll is going to be 7. We're also going to take a look at what our chase of the day is going to be. So let's head over to the wheel here. Our speakers are down, so don't have the beautiful music. This is actually the other wheel. So no music, but still some fun, as Wheel of Winning is going to be our chase item of the day. Speaking of headliners, we have some good headliners in there. I know we haven't played that series very much, but the DK Metcalf, AJ Brown, Ole Miss authentic full-size helmet signed by both is in there. So that's
awesome.
That's not a bad item. The wheel is a lot of fun. We haven't played it as much as we would have liked, but it's a really, really fun item. A Wheel of Winning is our chase item of the day. How is everyone doing in the chat? Anything exciting going on a Wednesday, Dave? I know we talked about this before the show. No Devontae Adams looks like for the Packers.
Yeah.
They're 6.5-point underdogs against the Cardinals.
No Alan Lazard either. MVS on the IR
That's
as
right.
of this second.
Exactly.
We'll see if that changes. Apparently, there's a chance that he could be pulled off the IR and play. Even then, MVS is your wide receiver 1 going against the undefeated Cardinals. That's a tough matchup.
That's a tough matchup. I'll tell you this. I'll give you a stat as I we're going to get boxes first, and then we're going to randomize. That's our new system going forward. So if you guys are in the chat, if you are in Brick Wall, that is James Capel, Robert Anderson, and Roberto Aguera, please give us a box number for Brick Wall number 1. The boxes are rolling on your screen. We've got 19, 20, 22, 27, 28, 29, and 30.
Hey, Todd, I think I actually responded to your email this morning. I do believe that Refer a Friend is up and running, working all good. But we can absolutely get you a link. Kamen, do you have that link over there, or should I go grab Don real quick?
Nope,
I think he might know where it's at.
Well, actually, I think that's in Slack. I don't know exactly where in Slack. Give me a second. Referral program.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll get that link up
That's
for
in
you.
Slack, isn't it?
I believe so.
Let's see. Referral program. While I'm doing that, folks, if you guys can get us a box number, if you are in Brick Wall number 1, that's James Capel. Good to see you back in here, James. Roberto Aguera and Robert Anderson. So let us know for a box number. You know, I don't see the referral program in here. I remember him showing me somewhere in Slack, but I don't seem to see it. So we will definitely get you that link when we have it. It's on our website, isn't it?
We'll get it for you.
It's
Let
on
me
our
do some
website.
digging here, Kamen. Let me do some digging. We'll find it.
Yeah, Dave will find it on the website. I know it's on our website for sure, so we'll get that for you, Todd. How is everyone doing? Dylan, you've got a full-size Derrick Henry Lunar Rep for trade or sale. Dylan, I'll tell you this. Derrick Henry, about 300 more rush yards than the next closest guy for the NFL rushing lead, which is Jonathan Taylor in his own division. Here's a bold statement, Dave.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry deserves to be the MVP of the league this season. He is far and away the most dominant at his position. The Titans aren't playing any defense. They aren't throwing the ball well, and they're still 5-2 thanks to him.
He's making a strong case for it. That is for darn sure. I think you might have mentioned this before the show started.
Sure.
He's going to have to break the record for it to be possible for him to win that award.
Yes, he has to break the rushing record, which he can do with the 17th game. Todd asks, thanks, any mini helmet series coming out like the Naturals, Todd?
Yes.
We're trying to get our mini helmet series up tonight for tonight's show is our goal.
We're working on finalizing that series right now. The second that it's done, we will get that posted for you guys. I know you guys love those black box minis. We'll get those up as soon as we can for you guys.
All right, folks, last call for the box numbers. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and random those up. 19, 20, 22, 27, 28, 29, and 30 from Brick Wall Helmets, number 1. I'm going to go ahead and random those up since I don't think the folks are in there. Yeah, Derrick Henry has been so dominant. I mean, I said this to you before the show, but you look at the quarterbacks, like Brady's having a great season. Kyler Murray's having a great season. You know, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, Dak Prescott. But, like, none of those guys stand out. Like, they're all doing so well. Derrick Henry stands out amongst the crowd. So, 7 is our dice roll today. So, I'm randoming up these numbers 7 times to get our first box number. Let's see, 6 and 7. 20 is up top. So, box number 20. I'm going to go ahead and get that for you folks. Box 20, Brick Wall, number 1. At the bottom here, perfect.
It always is, isn't it?
It always is at the bottom. And I organize the box numbers for myself, Dave, so that every box number I can see, I don't have to dig in the back. But still, of course, it's all the way in the bottom. That's how it works. Dylan Joseph says over 2,000 rushing yards. I think he's going to do it. He's going to do it. He's got that extra game. Dave, you told me this before the show. He's averaging 2 yards less per game than last season, and he was over 2,000 last season. So I think Derrick Henry's going to get it done this season.
I agree. He's also had 1 or 2 games where he has not had 100 yards rushing this year.
Sure.
And I would be shocked if he had another game like that.
Absolutely. Robert Meyer says, Dylan Joseph, I have a Cam Hayward authentic for trade or sale. Nice. That sounds absolutely great. So, folks, I'm going to go ahead and randomize your divisions. Since we got the box number, James Capel, Roberto Guerra, and Robert Anderson in here. James Capel, we're so glad to have him back in here. And Robert Anderson has been a great customer for us in the last few weeks. He's doing a lot of winning, clearly has a lot of fun. Roberto Guerra, I don't recognize the name, but I'm excited to have you in our breaks. We're going 7 times here for your divisions. 6 and 7. Here we go. James Capel up top. Robert Anderson, James Capel, Robert Anderson, James Capel, Roberto Guerra, and then James Capel at the bottom. Go ahead and paste these bad boys into your break sheet. Did we just fill something up, Dave?
Nope.
Ah, I got excited.
We're 1 away on that brick wall number 2.
Excellent.
I'm working on finding that referral code for us.
Perfect. James Capel in the NFC North, Robert Anderson in the NFC South, James Capel in the East, Robert Anderson in the NFC West. Then we have James Capel, AFC North, Roberto Guerra, AFC South, and then James Capel has the AFC East and AFC West. The guy is a beast. Henry, probably the best fantasy player this season, says Danielle Muriel. Absolutely. I definitely agree. I'm jealous. I don't have him on my fantasy team. Here we go. First break of the day. This series is straight fire.
This one's been fun.
It has been a lot of fun.
This is the first one that I've gotten to break from here.
Okay.
I saw a couple last night on the show, but
Okay.
haven't been in the room for any of them. Yeah, we just launched this last night. Or yesterday afternoon, maybe, but
Okay.
it's been going quick.
It has been going quick.
What do we got here, Kamen?
We have... Look at this signature. Oh my goodness. This is one of the most beautiful signatures I've seen in the UA Live break room. That is Amon Green.
That is a nice one.
I believe the all-time leader in Packers rushing yards history.
That's correct.
On the Eclipse.
Sweet.
Absolutely beautiful signature. A running back that was a great runner. He was also a great pass catcher. Didn't get a Super Bowl with the Packers, but he was really, really good as a Bears fan. It was tough going up against him. And really, honestly, this is probably the best signature I've seen. How does he
a really
sign
good
like
one.
that? That is clean.
Takes his time.
Amon Green, NFC North, James Capel.
There you go, James.
Nice hit, James.
Nice hit.
Wow. That is a beautiful signature. So we got a couple trades going. Dylan Joseph. We got Robert Myers. Love it, folks. You guys are always free to trade amongst yourself. A lot of good stuff getting sent out in the UA Live break room. Derrick Henry.
Kamen.
We got a second one ready?
So I've got brick wall number 2 ready to go for you.
Excellent.
I'm posting number 3.
Excellent.
Could you check on that computer?
Yes.
Are you logged into Donnie's Slack on that computer?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to hop into the messages with me in there, and that link should be there for you for that referral code. Let me know if
Perfect.
you're not seeing it.
Nope. I will hop in right now. Let's see. Oh, that's just you two. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Dave. Did you just send him a message just now?
So Donnie just sent me the message.
Perfect.
Actually, no, James. Go to the one between James and Donnie.
James and Donnie.
Mm-hmm.
I see it.
Perfect.
Here it is.
Perfect.
I will drop this bad boy. Hello, James Capel.
How you doing, James? Good to see you, man.
James, good to see you. Brick wall number 2, box 27, says Tony. James Capel, you just won an Amon Green helmet. It's a replica, but it's an Eclipse, and it is a beautiful helmet. Beautiful signature. One of the best running backs in the early 2000s. Congratulations, James. Back in the house. Good to hear you're back in the house. Do you have an Amon Green? I know you've got a lot of stuff, but we haven't had Amon Green in the last month. I think we just got him in the last week or so. So hopefully that's a new hit for you. Got you some fresh inventory. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get box number 27 for brick wall number 2.
Number 2, nice.
Before I do that, I will take 20 and 27 off the ticker so there is no confusion for anybody with box numbers.
And if you guys missed it, Kamen put that link in the chat for our referral program. We just launched it this week. If you refer a friend, if they buy into a break and spend $30 with us, you get 30 and they get 30.
Everybody wins.
So literally everyone wins. We love having new customers, new people in here, having fun. So yeah, if you guys want to share that that link with some of your friends that have not been into the room yet, feel free to do so. Get some UA cash your way.
Box 27, there it is. Brick wall number 2. That's Kimberly Seehofer's in there. Kimberly's a new customer. Thank you for joining us, Kimberly. Michael Walker, Robert Anderson, Mark Hoffman, and Brian Downey. Awesome. Love to see a mix of folks in there. Love to see new folks in the room. And I've noticed this, Dave, a lot of women hopping in our rooms lately. So it's always exciting to see all sorts of different fans in there.
Love it.
So randomizing 7 times for your divisions. Must feel good to be back in the house, James. Must feel good to be watching your Cowboys. They had the bye week. They'll be back. 1 loss the whole season. Opening game against the Bucks. The Cowboys look legit.
They do. And who do they have this week? Checking right now.
Hopefully not anyone good because I have Zeke, and he is cooking for me in fantasy.
Cowboys.
Here's a look at your divisions.
Ooh, it's going to be a great game. Cowboys-Vikings Sunday night.
Ooh, your guy Kirk Cousins.
It's going to be a shootout. Got a feeling.
Yep,
That's gonna
Bob.
be
James
like
says
a-
we think we play the Vikings Sunday. It's going to be a lot of points. I agree.
That's going to be like a 38-33 game.
And who do you think is going to come out on top?
I think it could go either way. I
Oh.
think it could go either way.
I think it's in Minnesota, right?
It is in
So Minnesota has a chance. I'm taking the Cowboys, but it'll be a good game.
It's going to be a really good game, I think.
Taking a look at the break, we've got our division numbers set. We got Mark Hoffman in the NFC North, Kimberly Seehofer in the NFC South. Welcome again to the UA Live Break Room, Kimberly. I hope you're in here. Michael Walker in the NFC East, Kimberly in the NFC West, Robert Anderson in the AFC North, Kimberly in the AFC South, Brian Downey in the AFC East, and Robert Anderson out west. Here we go. Brick wall number 2. Cowboys, says James Capel. That's right.
Got a notification. Dak Prescott's practicing today.
Okay.
Big for the boys in blue.
All right. You know, I'm really impressed with, who's really impressed me with the Cowboys this season?
Tony Pollard.
Tony Pollard, exactly.
Is that what you were going to say?
It was who I was going to say. The best 1-2 running back duo in the NFL. They're both, the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
But the Browns are hurt, though. They're hurt right now. They're hurt right now. So the best healthy 1-2 duo in the NFL. Let me know if you guys agree.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
Better than Elliott, says James. Wow, I don't know.
Dude, it's gotten to the point where you can start Tony Pollard in fantasy football when Zeke is healthy. I see what you're saying, James. It's hard to,
They're both great.
they are.
They're both great.
And they're different running backs,
They're
too.
behind Zach Martin, who we often have in the UA Live break room.
He's
Really good
rocks.
offensive line. Speaking of great running backs, how about one of the all-time greatest? We talked about 2,000-yard rushers.
Oh, there we go.
This was the first man to do it.
There we
O.J.
go.
Simpson, the NFL MVP in 1973. Our guy Bob isn't in here, but anytime we talk 2,000-yard rushers, Bob is quick to point out that O.J. did it in 14 games.
Crazy.
14 games. We have 17 now. O.J. Simpson, 2,000-yard rusher in 14 games, folks. I think that was actually in his MVP season, 1973. It would be typical of O.J. to sign the helmet as MVP or Hall of Famer because he is both. He was a sports announcer, an actor. He did a little bit of everything. O.J. Simpson. And I think that is actually a headliner in this series. So
Yeah.
let me put this bad boy together. Look at that. Headliner hit. Bob's not in here, but he loves when we play this little, disco
Yeah.
light thing.
How could you not?
Headliner hit.
So in that year that he rushed for 2,003 yards, he averaged 143 yards per game.
That's incredible.
143 yards per game.
That is an incredible
He also only had
total.
70 yards receiving that year.
He was just running.
He caught the ball 6 total times that
That's
whole year.
going
He
to
was
the
just
AFC
running.
East. Brian Downey, O.J. Simpson helmet.
Nice hit, Brian.
James Capel says that Dutch auction last night had a damaged both sides helmet. I will take it off your hands for $225. So I think that was Darius Leonard. I think was last night. I wasn't here last night.
I can check on that one real quick.
We can check on that. And speaking of that, really, really good timing.
Yes.
James Capel. We have a Dutch item today. I felt like I was forgetting something, and that's what I forgot. I'm going to give you guys the Dutch item after I wrap up this O.J. Simpson helmet to the AFC East and Brian Downey.
And we're going with Hines Ward today. Is that
Hines
what I'm
Ward.
remembering you mentioning? Full size?
Full-size helmet, Hines
Sweet.
Ward.
And it looks like
Starting at 410, I think, is what it says on the
410.
sheet.
Beautiful.
We'll start at 410. We'll lower it throughout the show. But if you want it for 410, you can have it right this second.
And James, what was the one from yesterday? Hey, the
think
Dutch auction last night had a damaged both sides helmet. I will take it off your hands for $225. Let me see what we got.
I think it was Darius Leonard last night, if I remember correctly.
Alrighty.
All right. Here is today's Dutch auction. We have a Pro Bowl wide receiver, 4-time Pro Bowler Hines Ward, 2-time Super Bowl champ, 85 career touchdowns. That's the 16th most in NFL history. Also over 12,000 receiving yards. One of the best to do it. Really, there's very little wrong with this helmet. If you take a look at really closely on the helmet, some of the signature in the auto is grayed a little bit. It comes in as a little gray, but you can't really see it. I mean, you have maybe a couple of scuffs up top here, but you can probably wipe those off. Those simply happen when people touch the top of the helmet. So this Hines Ward helmet is in really, really good shape. Really, really good player. Up on the site for $410. Nice, thank you, says Brian. You're welcome, Brian. That's a great hit. O.J. Simpson, a headliner. Woo! What a way to get the party started.
Yeah, that was a nice pull. And that's a sweet Dutch auction. I love Hines Ward. I don't think he gets enough respect when talking about all-time greats at the wide receiver position.
He doesn't
Great
because if you also think about what the Steelers did in his era, they were a running team. So he put up really good numbers, but they had a certain Jerome Bettis, and they like to give Jerome Bettis the ball.
Yeah,
rightfully so.
imagine that. Imagine that.
Hey, Danielle. Danielle's a Steelers fan. This is perfect timing for you. We have Hines Ward Dutch up on the board, Danielle. Danielle, I thought of you the other night because I know she's a huge Steelers fan. She was chasing T.J. Watt on the Big Bucks. T.J. Watt came out of our very last Big Bucks box, and she wasn't there all the way till the end on the Big Bucks. And she was in the Big Bucks break before that one. So we saved T.J. Watt for the end. But we have a lot of great Steelers stuff in our UA Live break room, like this Hines Ward Dutch.
And James, just a heads up for that Darius Leonard yesterday, the lowest we can go on that is 280. So if you want to do that for 280, I'd be more than happy to put that back up on the site. But that is as low as we can go. I couldn't do 225, unfortunately.
And did we sell out Fly Eagles Fly, Dave?
We did.
Awesome.
Bringing those names over right now.
He's bringing those names over. If you are in Fly Eagles Fly, if you can get us a box number, only 2 box numbers left in the whole series. That's because we only have 2 helmets left in the whole series.
Yes, sir.
That is 31 and 39. So, guys, let me know if you want 31 or 39 in Fly Eagles Fly. James, you are in there. If you want to give us a box number, James Capel. Kimberly Seehofer, the first-time customer hopping in on our second break. Robert Anderson and Richard Adcock and Paul Zanella also in there. And Paul Horak. So a lot of different folks in there on this one. 31, says Mr. Capel. I will take 31 off the ticker. Fly, Eagles, fly. And I will go ahead and take Hines Ward off my desk. I think we can maybe lower him down to what, like 370, you think, Dave?
Sure,
Get
I'll
that
drop
bad
him
boy
down
a little bit.
All right, we started that at 410. We'll go down to 370. Why not?
That
we waited a
works.
little bit before we posted her.
Yeah, so let's get that bad boy knocked down right away. Fly Eagles Fly, box 31. Thank you, James. Good luck, everybody. Davian, come on, man. How are we doing, says Jakeem. We are doing great, Jakeem.
Jake.
Jake. No, I call him Jakeem on purpose now.
Okay.
He knows. I know it's Jake.
How you doing, Jake? What was for lunch today, man?
I will randomize you folks up 7 times. That is our dice roll for your divisions.
That is an authentic, James. Yes, sir. Authentic Steelers, full size.
It is authentic. Sorry, should have made that obvious. It's a heavy helmet. That's how you know it's authentic.
Yup.
Here's a look at our divisions.
Jake, what did Donnie do last night?
I heard he won a lot of softball games.
I heard he had a great night on the field, or at least the team did. I'm not sure about his individual performance. I heard he tried a new drink for the first time.
Okay.
The it's got a funny name. It's called the Slippery Nipple.
Okay.
A little half and half butterscotch liqueur and a Bailey's.
Sounds good.
Sounds like Donnie had a great night last night, Jake. I'm not sure what terrible thing you're talking about, but it sounds like only good things was happening for Donnie last night.
Sounds like a blast. Speaking of blasts, Fly Eagles Fly, we have James Capel in the NFC North, Paul in the NFC South, James in the East and West, and then Robert Anderson in the AFC North, Kimberly, our new customer, in the AFC South, Paul in the AFC East, and Richard in the AFC West. Paul, another name I don't realize, Paul Z. Could be, I don't know if he's a new customer or not, but someone I haven't seen in here. So, welcome everybody. Everyone's interested in what he did now. James Capel including. Fly Eagles Fly, number 1. These are platinum helmets. A lot of good stuff coming out of this series. I think Michael Strahan, we pulled him last week, wasn't even a headliner.
That's crazy.
That is absolutely crazy. Speaking of great defensive players, New York Giants.
Oh.
How about Lawrence Taylor?
There we go.
The best defensive player in NFL history. He was a defensive player that won MVP. He did it all. He would sack the quarterback. He would get the tackles. He was intimidating. A full-size authentic helmet. Lawrence Taylor.
That's sweet.
The scariest player in NFL history, perhaps. That is going to the NFC East, and that is James Capel. As a Cowboys fan, I'm sure that he did not like his boys going up against Lawrence Taylor.
But I'm sure he does like that hit. That's a sweet one.
It's a beautiful hit.
The only Giants defensive player that would be better than the aforementioned Michael Strahan.
I think so.
The only one. That is sweet.
Although if Bob got in here, he would probably tell you he might find a guy or two that he likes better because he knows all the Giants players.
That's
but
fair. He is a big Giants guy.
Off the top of my head, I agree with you on that sentiment. Absolutely.
For one of, if not the best defensive players of all time, he's got a heck of a signature too. That thing is clean. I love that.
OJ helmet. The OJ helmet was an Eclipse. Was that? I'm trying to remember now if it was a replica or full size. Because Amon Green was a replica. The OJ Simpson helmet. I'm gonna take a look at it here in a second and let you know on that one. James says I'll take LT anytime.
You got that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I know he's a guy that signs a lot, Dave, but that's one that you'll take anytime.
Yeah.
I know it tends to, like if you sign a lot, it gets devalued a little bit, but when you're that great, it's still worth it. Like you pull Lawrence Taylor, you're happy.
There's absolutely a line. Like Tom Brady would be on that line. Tom Brady could sign 1 million helmets and it
wouldn't
would
matter.
still be worth exactly the same amount.
Exactly.
Like there is a line of greatness that once you cross over, it, in my opinion, truly does not matter how many signatures are out there of that thing. It's going to be worth a ton of money.
It's going to be worth a lot. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this O.J. Simpson helmet and let you know on that question.
Jake, man.
Simpson. So O.J. Simpson was a replica helmet. So he was a replica helmet, but it was still a really nice helmet because he signed an NFL MVP 1973.
So that was out of the Big Bucks series. So I believe
It was Brick Wall, actually.
Oh, Brick Wall. Excuse me.
We switched.
Brick Wall. Big Bucks was the one before.
Sure.
The Brick Wall, I believe, are 100% replicas. Let me check the listing.
Yeah, you double check that link.
We throw
nice hit, says
Jakeem. So yeah, I actually don't know, but a large majority, if not all of those brick walls, will be replicas. And
but
then we
they're
got the Fly Eagles Fly, and then the Flex on 'ems for those Authentics, or the Flex on 'em. Actually, Speed Flex is a little bit better than Authentics.
Yeah, and if you're looking for those authentic, speed helmets, as you mentioned, we only have one Fly Eagles Fly left. We only have 4 Flex on 'em left. I'm talking about boxes in the whole series. We get the Fly Eagles Fly done. We are going to get a new, fresh series up here in the UA Live Break Room. So I would love to wrap up Fly Eagles Fly today in this show. That would be great if we did one more Fly Eagles Fly. We're also 3 slots away from Brick Wall helmets. Number 3, 1 slot away from our Halloween virtual loot crate. That one is a hoot. And we have Brian Urlacher, Michael Vick, OJ Simpson. That's Vick and Urlacher jerseys, Simpson, Metcalf, JJ Watt, Chase Claypool, Brian Dawkins helmets in there as headliners. That's basically the same as our other loot crate. We pull 3 items. We pull a jersey, a helmet, and I think like a football or a signed photo. So 3 different things pop out of there.
Same concept, different items.
Same concept, different items, exactly. Anything big left in Fly Eagles Fly?
Only 1 box left.
Only
I've got
one,
no idea what it is.
Only 1 box left. We don't know what it is, but you just saw, let me see, the Fly Eagles Fly headliners. Because I don't know if Lawrence Taylor was a headliner. Let's take a look. Fly Eagles Fly. So he was not a headliner. Lawrence Taylor was not a headliner. I know that I also pulled a Michael Strahan out of Fly Eagles Fly that was not a headliner. So a lot of good stuff in that box. I do know that Eagles helmet is gone for sure, where you have the 4 Eagles players signing. The Bears helmet is gone as well. I think Jerome Bettis is gone. But, I mean, obviously almost all of them are gone because we only have 1 box left in the room. So it would be great to get that last box done, and we'll drop another Platinum Helmet series either tonight, tomorrow, whenever our lists get finalized. But we get that bad boy done, we'll drop another one really soon.
Kamen, we get to do a Halloween virtual mystery box.
All right, this will be my first time doing this.
Me as well.
So this will be an adventure. So I think Donnie quickly ran over the instructions with me before the show, so I'm going to hopefully get this bad boy set up properly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw on the list randomizer, and this is our website, and this is where we have our mystery boxes. So I'm going to have you folks pick a box number, and this is going to be a video, so I'm not going to open anything. You're going to see a video based on the box that you select, and it'll tell you what you've won. So this is a list of the boxes that are gone. It's 30 boxes. Looks like 18 is sold out, and 5 is sold out. So pretty much anything from 1 to 30, except for 5 and 18, you folks can hop in there. So let me know. 16. Says James Capel.
So this is a loot crate, so there will be 3 items that'll come up here in this video. You guys are going to keep the same division for all 3 items, so you guys could win multiple items, you could win just 1. Just depends on what's pulled. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's fun. So, Dylan, sorry, James just beat you with the 16 coming in right before your 27. I am going to go ahead and random up the divisions, right? Or are we going to pull the item first with this? So we're going to random up the divisions.
We'll randomize the divisions.
We're going to randomize the divisions. You keep your same division for all of these. So that's Robert Anderson, James Capel, Brian Downey, and James Capel are in the Hollywood number 1.
In box number 16, I will take down. And then you can open up that link whenever you're ready, Kamen.
I will open it in a second.
And then Dylan, that referral is gonna. There's no end date for that referral. So if you have some friends that you wanna share Ultimate Autographs with and tell them about, get some free UA cash and get them some UA cash as well. Yeah, let them know. Share that link, and yeah, that's here to stay. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions about that.
while he's talking, I'm randomizing up your divisions. Here's the divisions for that one. We got a great host of characters in this one, a lot of regulars, and it's going to be really fun. We got Robert Anderson in the NFC North and NFC South. James Capel has the other two NFC divisions, as well as the AFC North, AFC South, and AFC West. And Brian Downey, a single spot in the AFC East. So we have box number 16. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to pull up, let me throw the randomizer back on here. I'm going to pull up the box number, play the video for you folks. And our speakers aren't working today, so no sound, but you'll take a look at what you win. The sound is there.
Kamen, this looks like it's box 6.
Oh, my bad. It's box 16. I pulled up box 6. I'm sorry. Wrong box. Good call, Dave. Thank you so much. So we didn't finish opening. No one saw what's in there. It's box 16. I saw the 6 and I got excited. So it's box 16 for Mr. Capel. So let's do this bad boy again. Again, you keep your division for all of these loot crates, for all the items. Box 16. Here we go. The right one.
You just want to look at the eyeball again, huh?
I definitely did. That was my trick. Donnie's here in the chat.
Donnie.
This is spooky.
Yeah.
Spooky. Oh, here we go. We have a Jim Covert signed football.
Nice.
So do we pause this? We pause it.
Nope,
Oh, we
keep
keep going. We keep going.
Keep going.
So Jim Covert.
And I'll go grab this box actually so we can take a look at these items
Perfect.
live.
Take a look at the items live as Dave gets the box number. Michael Vick jersey. Okay.
Happy Halloween.
Thanks so much, Donnie. So we had, and Cole Komet was the mini helmet. So 2 Bears things. How about that? All right, so you guys saw that video. That is a great video. Dave is bringing in those items. So we had Robert Anderson. Got himself 2 wins in that one because he had the NFC North. We had 2 different Bears hits in that one. That is a Jim Covert football and a Cole Komet mini helmet. Komet is, of course, Bears tight end. They don't use him maybe as much as they should, but he's very talented.
Still pretty young.
Then we had James Capel in the NFC East taking home the Michael Vick jersey. So nicely done, folks. I'll open those bad boys up so you can see what you won. James Capel getting a lot of NFC East hits, getting a lot of non-Cowboys players. So I wish he was getting the Cowboys guys, but still really, really cool that the NFC East is hitting for him. So we're going to open up this bad boy up and show you what you got. A loot crate, Halloween. Dave, are you being anything for Halloween? What is everyone in the chat being for Halloween? Any fun costumes, ideas for you folks? Let us know.
I have left that to my girlfriend to decide
Okay.
what we are being for Halloween.
Okay.
And I know she's decided, but I don't remember exactly what it is. So I'll have to get back to you on that one. I'll have to do some internal research. and
My
see.
girlfriend and I were going to be Andy and April from Parks and Rec, but
Oh,
we're
nice.
kind of behind on our costumes, so I don't
Uh-oh.
know what we'll do. But this is the Jim Covert Football Hall of Fame 2020. He was an
Nice.
offensive lineman for the Bears from 83 to 91. He blocked for Walter Payton. He was a member of that Super Bowl team, 2-time Pro Bowler. He was first-team All-Pro in 85 and 86. Pro and College Football Hall of Famer, 6th overall pick out of Pittsburgh in 1983. So this is the guy who was blocking for Walter Payton and the fridge when he scored his touchdown in the Super Bowl. Jim Covert, that's a really nice hit. That is going to Robert Anderson. Robert Anderson has been doing nothing but winning the last 2 weeks. It's hard to believe that he's actually a relatively new customer in the UA Live Break Room because he's won so much. So Robert winning again with Jim Coverts. Yeah, that 85 Bears team, I mean, it's like, feels like at least half their starting lineup, you know, if you count the defense and offense, probably more than half on the defense are Hall of Famers.
Yep.
And rightfully so. I think that 15-1 season, they went through the playoffs. I think they shut out 2 opponents. And they won the Super Bowl by more than 20. I mean, I think that was probably the best team in NFL history, the best defense in NFL history. They had that one game against Dan Marino and the Dolphins that kept them from going undefeated.
Yep.
Dan Marino,
Crazy, right?
on his day, could beat anyone. He was great.
They actually won that Super Bowl 46-10. How crazy.
Well, thank you. James Capel says, all the folks at UA are top-notch. Love to hear that. We
Thanks,
appreciate
James.
that.
Appreciate that,
We
man.
appreciate that. Here's the Cole Komet Mini that Robert Anderson won, 85.
You better watch out, Jake. James is coming for you.
Robert
love
Myers says, I will be interested in that Cole Komet Mini. Dylan Josephs asks, what's wrong with Hines Ward?
So just a little smudge on the opposite side of the autograph.
Yeah.
Here, you can kind of show that on the
And
product camera.
and the autograph comes in a little bit of gray on the autograph, but this is about as clean as it gets. I mean,
nice one.
it's a really nice, it's a full-size authentic. Let's get him down to $330 actually on the website, Dave, since folks are bringing it up. $330, it's a full-size. It is an authentic helmet. If you take a look at the inside, that's how you guys know. You guys know this. Full-size authentic helmet. $330 on Hines Ward, our Dutch item. That is not true. That is not true. We are not rigging for anyone. We randomize everything, and we want everyone to be happy. And I know James Capel is happy with this Michael Vick, even though it's a rival team. Look at this beautiful jersey. Michael Vick on the Eagles.
Hey, Kamen, when you get a chance, do you want to throw that referral link into the chat again?
Yes, absolutely, I will.
Sweet, thank you.
Yep, when what Dave is referencing, if you refer your friends, you get a 30% discount, as do your friends. Everybody wins. We love to have you and all your friends in here. Michael Vick, number 7, a beautiful signature.
Love it. My all-time favorite player in the NFL.
Really?
Yep.
He was my all-time favorite player in Madden.
Yep. How
He
can
was
not be?
he was unstoppable in Madden.
Cheat code.
He
Oh,
was a
that's awesome.
cheat code.
He was so much fun
So
to
if you
watch.
lost with Michael Vick, you were not a very good Madden player.
You just stink at Madden.
That's right. Brian, there's the link where you can refer your friends.
Sweet.
You'll
Thanks,
get yourself a
Kamen.
discount, as will they.
Yes, sir.
We are looking forward to having plenty of new people in the UA Live break room. Robert Anderson, relatively new guy. Jeff Grandmason, relatively new guy. I know we have Kimberly in here. Is our first time in the UA Live break room. So really, really appreciate all the new folks.
And hey, guys, just a heads up for that referral. So it's $30, Brian. $30, not 30%. And just a heads up is you guys will get, how it works is, let's say you send a friend that code, they sign up, they do all their thing, they get their 30 off their first purchase. How it's going to work is the way that we were able to get this set up automatically, or automated I should say, is you'll just get an email, and it's basically going to be a code that you can use for $30 off your next purchase. So it won't come in the form of UA cash per se, but essentially it's going to work the same exact way. So give that email 48 hours to be sent to you for that $30 credit. So it's not something that will just automatically be put on your account. Just a heads up, I have had a couple of questions about that, so I thought I'd air that out. All right, Matthew Menard closing out the flex on him.
All right, Matt
Appreciate
Menard.
that.
Matthew Menard is a big fan of the flex on him because he got himself a lunar Barry Sanders signed The Lion King.
That's incredible.
So last time I remember
Wow,
seeing,
I've never heard of that.
Yep.
That inscription.
he signed it The Lion King.
That's awesome.
So last time I saw Matt Menard in a flex on him, he got himself a great hit. So he's trying to flex again.
Let's make it another one.
Let's make it another one. The thing about that flex on him series, those are probably our nicest looking helmets. They're full-size authentic helmets.
Speed flexes
Speed
is the real
flexes.
deal there. It's
So-
authentics or better is what you're getting.
Yes. So there's no such thing as a bad looking helmet in there. Everything is good. So if you guys are in that flex on them, that's Robert Anderson, Matt Menard, and Paul. Box 39. Here we go. Matt Menard says box 39. I'm going to go ahead and get that one. Quadrina says, welcome back, Caples. Welcome back, Katrina. Everybody's here. We're all having a good time.
It's a party.
It's a party. Box 39, Matt Menard, coming your way. Dave, you might know this, but Matt Menard is considered by many as the best box picker. He doesn't always win.
I had no idea.
But it seems like whatever box number he calls out,
it's some heat,
it's some straight heat.
All right.
So, in fact, I think last week someone was asking him for a box number. They wanted him to pick the box number because he gave out a really good box. So box 39, only 3 flex on him left in the whole series after this one. So if you guys want to flex some speed size authentic helmets, it is the time to do it today because those bad boys will be closed out very soon. 26, 27, and 40 are the only box numbers left.
That's a series that, like for our black box minis, like we almost always have a black box mini up. That is one that we don't always have the inventory to build another one of those series. So get it while it's good, get it while it's hot. So
nicely put.
Like Kamen said, you got about 4 boxes left.
3 boxes left after this one. So we're going to go ahead and random up your divisions. Going 7 times. All right, Matthew Menard has the top 2 spots, Robert Anderson, and we also have Matthew Menard at the bottom, so I know those are the AFC West. I will go ahead and copy these bad boys into here. Matt Menard in the NFC North, NFC South, Robert Anderson in the NFC East. Matthew Menard also has the NFC West and AFC North. Paul in the AFC South. And Matt Menard in the AFC East and AFC West. So we have 1 spot for Robert Anderson, 1 spot for Paul H., and 6 for Matt Menard. Box 39 in flex on him. I say this, Dave, this is my favorite series name that we've had.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Just the name. Johnny comes up with the names. He struck gold with flex on him. And you know it's a big-time helmet because it comes in these beautiful Ultimate Autograph bags. Oh my goodness.
We got a good one over there, Kamen.
We've got a Lunar Deion Sanders signed Primetime.
Wow.
That was his nickname.
There we go.
One of the greatest corners of all time. He did some kick and punt returning.
Yep.
Used him a little bit on offense. Even played some baseball.
He did it all.
He did it all. Primetime.
Let's go.
That is the NFC East, Robert Anderson. A single spot snipe. As I said, Matt Menard always delivers fire, doesn't always win it. But if he calls out the box number, you know it's good. Wow. I believe that's a headliner. Correct me if I'm wrong, Dave.
I believe that's a headliner, and I don't want to... Donnie's the real expert. He has the eye for the items. I believe that's a speed flex.
A speed flex.
I could be wrong. Please don't quote me on that.
Nope, it's a speed flex.
But it looks like
I think
it's
you're
the
right.
real deal there. That is sweet. Nice
awesome.
Hit.
Headliner hit.
Who's that going to?
That is going to Robert Anderson. A single spot snipe, Robert Anderson.
Nice hit, Robert.
Wow. NFC East. I think those are actually a speed flex series, so I think you're right. I just see
so
when
they're
I
not
see
all speed flexes, but
they're
some
not
of
all
them
speed,
are.
but many of them are. I see the white and I think Lunar, but that looks like a speed flex. It's a beautiful helmet. Beautiful helmet. That is going home to Robert Anderson. Nice hit, Robert, says the folks. Very nice hit, Robert.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Wow. I don't know if Robert's in here today. He's been in a lot of our shows. He's hopping in everywhere. I mean, he must be in here if he bought a spot, unless it's a carryover. But Robert Anderson, if you're in here, let us know what you think of Deion Sanders. Wow. That's incredible.
Let's go.
He had the all-time record for returns before Devin Hester. That was counting interception returns, kick returns, punt returns of all kinds. Devin Hester broke his record, but Primetime, he did it everything. And he was a personality to match.
He got that
That's
right.
why he's Primetime. That's why he signed it Primetime. What a hit. Told you guys, Matt Menard. Anytime he calls out a box number, something big is bound to happen.
Love that.
And that's crazy because that hadn't been pulled. We only have 3 boxes left in Flex on them. It took us a while to get to Dion, but we got there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got them.
Absolutely. Wow, that's definitely one of the best helmets that I've pulled in this room. It is straight fire. Deion Sanders. Dave, I have a question for you.
What you got?
Will we ever see a two-sport athlete again playing at the same time, especially in both, say, the NFL and NBA, or NFL and MLB? Will we see something like that ever again?
That's a fantastic question, Kamen.
I hope so.
I would hope so too. I'm gonna say fairly confidently, no.
No,
I don't think we will.
Teams like to put stuff in contracts. They don't want their guys getting injured these days.
Yeah, it is. I mean, when I say world's different from back when there was it wasn't even a common thing back then, but
Sure.
it happened. Teams just wouldn't let it happen these days. You
All
can't
right.
have guys, anybody that is the caliber of athlete that would be able to play 2 sports is going to be getting paid way too much money to have that team allow them to have that risk of injury. I would also say that the caliber required to play each sport respectively is so much higher.
It's hard.
Whereas back then, I'm not saying that guys weren't incredible at the sports they played,
Sure.
but it was just a little bit different where it wasn't as,
It's
you know,
difficult.
there might have been some Joe Schmoes on a starting
Sure.
team that in today's game, they just wouldn't even be on the roster, much less a starter.
Well, here's another question for you. As by the way, folks, we have 1 slot remaining in the Brick Wall Helmet Series break number 3. A lot of good headliners still left there in that one. Ray Lewis, Travis Kelce, that's a beautiful helmet there. Those guys are still available there. My question for you in the chat, and I think I probably know which way you'll go, but I'm thinking of 2 guys off the top of my head, Deion Sanders, Bo Jackson, best 2-sport athletes. What other guys did it that were truly great? Those are the first 2 I think of.
That's tough. I mean, like, Michael Jordan doesn't count. Like, he was not an
And he was in the
MLB.
minors,
He was in the
right.
minors. I mean, I can't even really think of any. Like, it really, even in our lifetime, like, that usually stopped at the draft. Like, you
Right.
get drafted by 2 teams, and then it's what's your decision?
Drew Henson is the guy that did that. Bob Gibson, says Chippy22. Bob Gibson, the baseball pitcher. What else did Bob Gibson do? I always think of him as one of the all-time great pitchers. I know they lowered the mound for him because he was so dominant. Let me take this headliner hit thing down. Hold it for 5 seconds. There we go. What did Bob Gibson play, Chippy22? Besides baseball.
Pro basketball before dominating baseball, looks like.
Okay. I know Wilt Chamberlain was a phenomenal volleyball player. I don't know if you knew that. I think he played some volleyball.
Actually, I've got one for you.
Okay.
Why can I not remember? I believe it was Jim Brown.
Jim Brown was lacrosse,
Was
right?
apparently the best lacrosse player to ever grace this green earth.
Where's Bob when we need
And I had
him?
never known that.
Bob is the one that tells us that. I almost forgot about the Heinz Ward Dutch. It's at 370. Let's get it down to 330, Dave. 330 on the Heinz Ward. Full-size authentic. Just a couple of smudges around the auto, but not much. You really got to see it in the light. It is a beautiful helmet. Heinz Ward, full-size authentic. 85 career touchdown catches, 16th all-time. Danny Ainge, says Chippy. Danny Ainge, the basketball player. What else did Danny Ainge do? Now I'm trying to think what his other sport was. He was on the Celtics, I know, for a while. Danny Ainge, that's a classic name. Keep firing away, folks. I love hearing these names. I did not know Bob Gibson played a second sport. That is something new to me, so that's cool. While we do that, 3 slots left in the Brick Wall Helmet Series. Ray Lewis, Travis Kelce, certainly headliners left there. Those are guys that have the talent to play multiple sports for sure. We're also not far away in the Hollywood Virtual Loot Crate. Halloween. I said Hollywood. Halloween.
Yeah, 3 slots left there.
3 slots left there. We still have, I think all those helmets are still available. O.J. Simpson, DK Metcalf, J.J. Watt, Chase Claypool, Brian Dawkins. a lot of great stuff in there. That's Damian Tomlinson, actually. Damian Tomlinson on the Jets. That one might have gone. I think Brian Dawkins is left. So that's a great list there. Also, only 4 slots away in Fly, Eagles, Fly. We saw Magic hopping out of that one. We only have 1 box left in the entire series. As Dave said earlier, it is a Platinum Helmet series. Once we get that last box done, we're going to drop a new series for you guys. But the flex on them are so special that we may not have an exact new series on those. Only 3 flex on them left. That's it. Though all those guys that you guys are mentioning are great, but I think what made Bo Jackson and Deion Sanders special is that they were all-star level players at both sports. And I think Bo Jackson specifically, if he hadn't gotten hurt and had chosen to focus on one player, he's a guy that could have possibly made the Hall of Fame in either sport. But injuries and obviously focusing on multiple sports did hurt his chances.
All right, Kamen, we got that brick wall number 3 is good to go for you.
Awesome. Brick wall number 3. Who was the closer Magic?
Cody Myers.
Cody Myers, thank you so much for the closer Magic. David Sparks and James Capel also in brick wall number 3. That's 19, 22, 28, 29, and 30. The box numbers. I have several others in the room. I'll get that ticker updated. But if you want to give us one of those 5 box numbers, let us know. James Capel says 22, probably for Emmitt Smith.
22, my favorite number.
Dave's favorite number, too. So that could be a lucky number. I'll take it off the ticker. 22. I guess replace it with Mr. Hines Ward.
There you are. I'll be right back, Kamen.
Awesome. Let me random up your divisions before I fully open that bad boy up. Let me show you box 22, Mr. Capel. That's James, Cody, David, all in there. I will random up your folks' divisions. We're going 7 times. Do we have the autographed Tony Dorsett helmet online with 9 signatures on it? Is it an authentic? Asked James Capel. James, I don't know the answer to that. I'm guessing that Dave might have hopped out of the room to answer that question for you. Hopefully he did. Hopefully he comes back with an answer for you. But we will definitely check with our staff and let you know. All right, there's a look at your divisions, everybody. Brick wall number 3, James Capel in the NFC North. NFC South and NFC East is Cody Myers. David Sparks in the NFC West. And then James Capel has all of the AFC divisions. So Mr. Capel hoping for the AFC. Cody and David looking for the NFC, but not the North. I think this is another replica helmet, judging by the size of it. Did you have an answer for James's question by chance? Or you hopped in to get a water? Because James Capel has a question for us. I don't know if you have an answer to that one, Dave.
Let me find out.
And I'm about to pull the helmet here. This is a brick wall number 3. This is probably a guy that Mr. Capel might be familiar with.
James, I'll have to look into that for you. I can double check though. I'll shoot you an email after the show. Let me write a little note.
All right. Another beautiful white helmet that is Bob Lilly Hall of Fame 1980, the Cowboys defensive tackle. He played from 61 to 74, a Super Bowl champ, a pro and college football Hall of Famer, 11-time Pro Bowler, 7 times a first-team All-Pro. That is the NFC East. And it is Cody Myers with the closer magic. Congratulations, Cody.
That's it.
See, James doesn't win them all, folks. There's a lot of different people who can win. All it takes is 1 spot. Cody did have 2 spots in this case, but he also had the closer mojo. Cody Myers. Bob Lilly, get yourself a Hall of Fame hit. And a lot of Cowboys out of that era. I think he played with Roger Staubach. That was a legendary team. I think Mel Renfro might have been in that era too. We have some of him in this room. Bob Lilly. Hey, if you're going to be a star quarterback, you got to have someone block for you. And Bob Lilly certainly did a lot of blocking. Cody Myers. Nicely
Nice
done.
hit, Cody.
Good hit, Cody, says James. Absolutely, James. Appreciate the support. I appreciate you folks supporting each other. Taking home W's. We love to see different winners. We want multiple people happy. And I think we're seeing that today. We have a lot of different winners in the UA Live break room today. A lot of great helmets. The theme of the day is great helmets.
Usually is the theme of the day here.
Usually is, but lately I've been pulling jerseys and footballs out of loot crates. But
Okay.
the helmets here have been fire today.
Yeah, no complaints here. I'll tell you that much.
It's good when you actually have to clear your path here. That means that we're selling some things.
It means we're doing something right, huh?
We're doing something right. Better than doing something wrong. That's for sure. How are we looking, Dave? Anything else close? I think the Halloween series is close, right?
Halloween series has 2 left. We've got 5 left in the Ridley Me This jersey. 4 left in the Fly Eagles Fly, and that's the last one we've got of that series. 9 left in the Wheel of Winning. 7 left in the Bad Moon Rising. 6 left in that Brick Wall number 4. And wide open for the flex on them.
Awesome. Let's drop the Heinz Ward down to $300. We will drop it one more time, maybe after this, but $300 for the Heinz Ward Dutch. $300 and it's yours.
300.
Full size authentic for one of the great wide receivers of all time, Heinz Ward. Yeah, the Wheel of Winning is our chase item of the day, by the way. I know a lot of slots left there, but the Wheel of Winning, an underrated series. I know we have the DK Metcalf, AJ Brown, Ole Miss authentic full-size helmet there, signed by both. I know we have a Mayweather Pacquiao poster. Actually, I'm looking at it in the room here off that legendary fight. A lot of good stuff there. $250 and you can send it home, says James. James, unfortunately, that is a little bit lower than our price. We cannot do $250 on the Heinz Ward, unfortunately. That is a little bit below our price. We have it, what, at $330 right now?
300.
$300 right now.
300. Yes,
$300.
300. Full size authentic.
Absolutely. Cody Meyer says, James, I know you're a Cowboys fan. Got any Bengals you want to trade for it? Counter. Do you want to maybe do it 280? How does 280 sound for you, James? Is 280 okay? 280, 285, 270. 270. What do you think, Dave? 270? I think that's right at our low price for Heinz Ward.
You
I
have that info over there.
I've got
Kamen?
the low set at 270. I don't know what the one is there, whether that's $270.71. I think 270.
270.
270. Okay. 270.
270, James.
Let's do 270. Heinz Ward Dutch for 270, James. We'll get that done.
Saved up there for you. It should be active for you.
Awesome. How's it going, Donnie?
Hi.
We just got a Dutch sold. James Capel's taking home Heinz Ward. Full-size authentic.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you were watching the show. I know you were watching because at one point you hopped in and said hello.
I was?
Did you see the Deion Sanders?
I saw that was a lunar flex.
Lunar flex. So
Speed flex.
we were both right. I said lunar, he said flex, lunar flex. It worked out perfect. That was one of the best things that I've certainly pulled in here. I have not been here that long, but that was one of my favorite pulls.
Rob, you just won a speed flex. You just missed it. You won the flex on him. Deion Sanders lunar flex. We were just talking about it, actually.
Yeah, Robert Anderson, we were just talking about you. Actually,
Sweet hit.
You've won quite a lot today.
Yeah, you also won a Cole Kmet mini and a Jim Covert football. That one was sweet. And looks like that's it for you today. So a couple of sweet hits for you, man.
Yeah,
Nicely
but I
done.
think that Deion Sanders Speed Flex helmet was, obviously everyone got a lot of nice hits, but that was as good as it gets. That was sick, Robert.
Yeah, that one was cool.
Ooh, Cody Myers. Wow. Well, Bad timing. I think Cody Myers wanted it for 300, but we had just offered it to James Capel for 270. So I think, well, we gave James the
It's
the
live
helmet.
on the site for 270 right now. So that one is all Dutch items that we ever do. It's a first come, first serve. We only have one of them. If you can get it in your card and check it out and have all that stuff done, then that's yours. But we do only have one of them. So that is a first come, first serve situation there. But it is on our site right now for 270.
I think we just sold out the next brick wall, right?
We did.
Awesome. Brick wall number 4. Let's go. Sold and bought, says James Capel.
There it is.
There
That's
you
a
go,
nice
James.
Pickup, James.
That's a
real
nice pickup. So, brick wall number 4. Man, this series is hot.
Yep.
It is straight fire.
Good one.
People see how good the brick wall series is. 2 slots away in the Halloween loot crate, by the way. We just pulled the Michael Vick jersey out of there, but we do still have the J.J. Watt, DK Metcalf, Chase Claypool, Brian Dawkins. All those helmets are still available. 28, says James Capel. Brick wall 28. I will go ahead and get that box number for you. I'll take it off the ticker.
Alrighty.
28. Brick wall number 4. Robert Myers wants that Cole Kmet helmet from Robert Anderson. The 2 Roberts possibly doing some dealing. Speaking of dealing, Robert Anderson is also in this break. James Capel and David Sparks has the single spot. I will go ahead and randomize you guys up 7 times because that is our dice roll for the day. All right. Brick wall number 4. Good thing I brought in a lot of brick wall boxes. Before today, we had 1 box in here. I brought in about a dozen more. Here's a look at your divisions. James Capel, Robert Anderson, and David Sparks are in here for this one. Alrighty, James Capel in the NFC North. Robert Anderson has the NFC South and NFC East. David Sparks in the NFC West, and James Capel has all of the AFC divisions.
There it is.
Here we go. Again, says James Capel. That's right. I think last time you had all of them. I don't think you won. I can't remember. Probably the NFC East brings you luck with the Cowboys gear. But you never know. You never know what could happen. This is an interesting one.
Who we got? Oh, baby.
We have...
Clean.
It's clean. It's not who you think it is.
Who we got?
It is Ryan Leaf.
Okay.
He is one of the most talented college quarterbacks of all time.
Yeah.
It was between him and Peyton Manning for the number 1 pick.
How
Peyton
crazy.
Manning went first overall. The Colts definitely won with that one. Leaf went second overall to the Chargers. Didn't have a great career, but I'll tell you this. Here's a fun fact for you, Dave. I've actually met Ryan Leaf.
Okay.
At the TV station I worked at, he spoke at a charity event. I got a chance to interview him, and he has a very inspirational life story. He overcame drugs. He overcame alcohol. He's now a motivational speaker. He's a
him.
sports broadcaster. A really, really good guy with great lessons.
Good for him.
I know you may not be excited because he didn't have the greatest career on the field, but off the field, this man has transformed his life. Ryan Leaf.
He's the best colors in football right there.
Beautiful
Can't beat
colors,
those colors.
beautiful helmets. I know he goes down as one of the biggest busts in NFL history, but like I said, he's a guy that's transformed his life. It's a beautiful helmet. It's also a unique hit. You don't see a lot of Ryan Leafs. This is the first time I've ever pulled a Ryan Leaf helmet.
Yeah, you
So,
don't see him too often.
it is a replica, but it is beautiful. Yes, replica indeed. James Capel won himself with the AFC that time. AFC West.
There you go, James.
You probably don't have a Ryan Leaf,
I
James.
was just gonna say, I don't know if James has won one of those. Don't see him too often.
When you first saw that Charger, you probably thought it was Justin Herbert, didn't you? You got excited. I think he might have.
Is he in this series?
I think he's in this series, but he might have been pulled last night, I believe. I pulled a Justin Herbert in flex on him the other day, not a headliner. So you see how good the flex on him helmets are. There's some headliners or non-headliners that are pretty sick. James Capel. Everything sells, some more than others. That's right. You never know what you'll get in here. But it'll look good. That is for sure, because we have some nice-looking stuff in the UA Live break room. Let's take a look. How are we looking? Did we just sell the virtual loot crate, right?
We did.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Halloween
we
number
did.
2. That is James Capel, David Sparks, Robert Anderson, and Jeff Grandmason. So the way this works, I'm doing it for the second time today. I'm going to go ahead and take you guys to our website. And these are our virtual boxes. So I'll have you guys pick a box. They're from 1 through 30. 5 is sold out. I think 16 is sold out. 16 should be sold out. That's the one we did earlier. I don't know why it doesn't show up as sold out on my end. But
You might have to refresh, because I did bring that down to 0.
oh, there it is. Okay, so 18 is sold out. I think 5, 16, and 18 are sold out. Anything else from 1 to 30 is available. So let us know if you have a box number for that one. 1 says Jeff Grandmason. All right, so we will do box 1. So I'm actually going to go ahead and head over to the video. Oh, that's the one from earlier. Here's a list of our videos. Link number 1. So you get 3 things in here. But first, let's randomize your divisions, folks. So that's James Capel, Robert Anderson, and Jeff Grandmason. Thank you so much, Jeff. Jeff, another relatively new customer. He's done quite a bit of winning himself. So always like to see the new folks in here having a good time.
You said box number 1, Kamen?
Box number 1.
Sweet.
So I will randomize for your divisions. We are going 7 times.
What's up, Dave?
Donnie!
James Capel, Robert Anderson, Jeff Grandmason, James again, Jeff, David, and James. James, you have the AFC West again, but don't have all the AFCs this time. Meanwhile, we've got Robert Anderson in the NFC South, Jeff in the NFC East, Jeff in the AFC South, David in the AFC East, and James has the AFC West, NFC North, NFC West, and AFC North. Good luck, everybody. So I'm going to throw the randomizer back on the screen so you guys can watch video number 1. All right, so whatever plays, you're going to get the item here.
All right, here we go.
Whew. This is scary stuff. Cody Myers asking for James Capel's emails. He wants exchange info for the Bob Lilly. Very nice. We got the video playing. This is exciting. This is like... Here we go. Oh, Dick Butkus.
Okay.
Signed jersey, Dick Butkus.
Bear down.
What box is it?
Box
Number
1.
1. Donovan, all right.
Donovan
all right.
McNabb
On the white panel. Okay.
and Ken Anderson.
There we go. Nice little box there.
So that was a McNabb football.
Yes, sir.
All right. So you guys see what we got there on the screen. I'm going to go ahead and put this into the sheet and figure out who won everything. So Dick Butkus jersey, that is the NFC North. That is James Capel. Nice hit, James. Butkus, one of the greatest linebackers of all time.
Yeah.
Then we had, let's see, Donovan McNabb football. That is the NFC East. That is Jeff Grandmason. taking home Mr. McNabb, as Donnie's going to bring in what you guys are going to see on the screen here. McNabb football, and then the last hit was a Ken Anderson jersey. That is the AFC North. James Capel taking home 2 wins. Jeff Grandmason taking home a McNabb football as well. Nicely done, folks. Let's open up these bad boys so you can take a look at them. Halloween loot crates. You know what I used to be for Halloween? I have been many years.
What's that?
Football themed Rex Grossman. I got a Rex Grossman jersey.
There you go.
Didn't turn out to be as good as I hoped.
Sexy Rexy.
So I get a chance to wear them for Halloween. People get a good laugh at that one. One of my first, I think my second football jersey ever after Brian Urlacher, Rex Grossman. One was much better than the other. Here's a look at that Donovan McNabb football. Donovan McNabb played in 4 NFC championships, multiple Pro Bowls. He won. He made the Super Bowl, did not win the Super Bowl, losing against the Patriots. He was a good runner, a good passer, one of those dual threat quarterbacks before his time.
Yep.
A really good player at Syracuse. Also played at Mount Carmel High School here in the Chicago area. So we definitely got a chance to see McNabb have a great career at all 3 levels. I love seeing the guys that I grew up watching. McNabb was one that I watched. I love those soup commercials with his mom, too. So
those were funny.
Those were funny. So I'm going to write that down on our sheet. That was Jeff Grandmason taking home the McNabb.
Nice hit, Jeff. I was a big fan of Donovan. He was a lot of fun to watch.
He was awesome. He was
tough, too.
He was a tough guy, and he was just he was a good guy, too, and a guy that didn't make a lot of mistakes. You know, he took care of the ball. You know, he didn't have enough targets in Philly. He had T.O. for a little bit, and that was his one big target. But he had guys like Freddie Mitchell and no names as receivers. So I think his numbers could have been actually better had he played with more high caliber receivers. He did have some good running backs. Brian Westbrook played with him, so that was fun. Donovan McNabb. All right. So we had a different James Capel also had a win with Ken Anderson.
Yep.
Ken Anderson, I believe, was a Bengal.
His entire career, that's right. Had a pretty good career.
Was he a quarterback, right?
Yes, sir.
The
Throwback hit for you.
1981 NFL MVP.
Yep. He had a great career.
He
Long
signed
career,
it.
too.
NFL MVP, 81 NFL MVP. That is Beckett certified, looks like there. Ken Anderson, beautiful.
Played on the Bengals for 15 years.
15 years. He was a lifer. That's how they used to do it back in the day. You had guys playing for the same team. Ken Anderson put up a lot of good numbers and won himself the 81 NFL MVP.
Yes, sir.
That's pretty cool. I think he was in that era, right between Roger Staubach and John Elway, Dan Marino.
Yep.
Right time to win the MVP, but a good player.
He had a great career.
James Capel probably saw him play a little bit. Ken Anderson.
Nice hit, James.
Alrighty, let me pull this bad boy back in. And then we also had an incredible hit. One of my favorite players as a sports historian, as a Chicago fan. I love the history the Bears linebackers have. You know, going from Dick Butkus to Mike Singletary, Brian Urlacher, then Lance Briggs, and nowadays Khalil Mack, Roquan Smith. I mean, I think obviously Butkus, Singletary, and Urlacher are in their own league, but the Bears have a really good traditions. They are the monsters of the Midway for a reason, and they have the monsters in the middle and the linebacker slot.
It's crazy how over the course of over the course of decades, new coaches, new GMs, new everything, some teams just are good at certain positions. The Bears have always had phenomenal linebackers. When they don't have one, they make it a point to go out and get one. The Packers, for the last
quarterbacks.
40 years have had Pro Bowl, All-Pro, arguably Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
Not arguably.
I
Definitely.
mean, I guess I say arguably just because it's not for sure yet.
Right.
Um,
I mean, you can make a case for 2 of the top 5 greatest, for sure 2 of the top 10 greatest. They also had Bart Starr before
I was gonna
that.
say they had Bart Starr before that. There's a little bit of gap there, but it's just crazy how there's those teams out there that just always seem to know how to handle certain positions, certain players, certain schemes. It's impressive.
And that is Butkus jersey right here. He's got that small signature above the 5-1, but a thing of beauty. Roquan does not get enough love around the league, says Jake, or Jakeem, as I call him.
Yeah, he does not get enough love. And you know, I will say, what I had just mentioned works for both sides of the coin. The Bears cannot seem to find a quarterback to save their lives.
No.
For whatever reason, no matter how many coaches, offensive coordinators, GMs they bring in, something
They
about
can't get
playing
one.
quarterback in Chicago just does not appeal to people, I suppose.
Yeah, there's a reason why Jay Cutler has all the records.
Crazy.
And Jay Cutler maybe a little bit better than people gave him credit for, but if Jay Cutler has all your records, you know you're in trouble. I'll tell you this about the Bears. I was a little nervous. I think Justin Fields could be good. Obviously, he has time to grow, but Justin Fields has the Bears quarterback curse and the Ohio State quarterback curse on them both, because Ohio State tends to not have great quarterbacks. They have not delivered in the NFL. Troy Smith, Dwayne Haskins, 2 guys I think of off the top of my head, but I think many others. Ohio State tends to have great running backs. I know Eddie George, I think, was an Ohio State guy, but their quarterbacks at the next level do not seem to deliver. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Justin Fields is still young, hoping for the best for him.
Still very young. And he has shown far more flashes of greatness than, I would argue, many young Bears quarterbacks have, and also many young Ohio State quarterbacks have.
Absolutely.
So we'll take that for what it is.
He's got the arm talent, too. People talk about his running, but
Yep.
his arm is incredible. I got a question for you, and you probably saw it, Dave. Jakeem asks, Jakeem, if Cousins was on the Bears, what would our record be, Dave? Also, he says Roquan Smith is Lance Briggs 2.0, but faster.
So, I mean, it's a loaded question, Jake. The Bears' issue is not at quarterback right now. So, I think it would probably be pretty similar. Honestly, I think we would have been, we would not have lost 38-3 against the Bucs if we had Kirk Cousins. But, I mean, it's the issue.
Have the Bears lost any close games? Because they lost the Packers game by double digits. Granted, it was closer than the final score. They lost the Bucs game by 35, and they lost, what was their other loss? They lost to 2 other games.
I don't know.
I don't know that any of them went down to the last possession.
So the Bears lost to the Packers by 10.
The Rams by a lot. Jake says the
We
Rams
lost
also.
to the Browns by 20.
Exactly.
We lost to the Rams
So-
by 20.
I think Kirk Cousins at this point is better than Justin Fields, but I don't think he's going to make up 2 to 3 touchdowns. I think their record would be about the same.
But it has nothing to do with the quarterback. It's so obviously Matt Nagy,
The coaching
play calling. We also have our running backs have been hurt. But no, I don't think we could have Tom Brady, we could have Aaron Rodgers, we could have the best
Sure.
quarterbacks of all time on our team right now. It would not matter.
There's a lot of issues in Chicago. James Capel buying out Fly Eagles Fly number 2.
sir.
James Capel, I'm going to take that off the ticker. You have no box to choose because 39 is the last box. So we will open up the last Fly Eagles Fly for you, James. I'm not going to random up the divisions because you've got them all. There's no point. So I'll go ahead and pull up box 39 and see what you got. The last Fly Eagles Fly.
And actually, we do need to randomize those divisions. We've got one Robert Myers spot in there.
Did I misread that? Oh, Robert Myers is in there. My bad. Okay. I got so excited. Robert Myers is in there. We are going to randomize the divisions. Woo! All right. List randomizer 7 times. Robert does have one. All it takes is 1 to win. This will still keep it simple, though, so I can just tell you the division Robert has, and then James, you have the rest. So Robert has the AFC South. So Robert is looking for the AFC South. James is looking for everything else.
Box.
It's the last box.
Okay.
So the last box.
Donnie, we do have a Halloween that's filled up though, so we'll need you to grab that whenever they call a box number for that.
Don't boss me around.
That wasn't awesome.
Last box number of the Fly Eagles Fly. This has been a fun Platinum Helmet series to do for sure. Good luck, James and Roberts.
Yeah, let me know what box number. I'll be right back.
Okay. I don't know if you guys hear us chatting. If you do want to throw out your box number for the Halloween break, which we'll do after this last Fly Eagles Fly, let us know if you're in that one and get us a box number. All right. How about this? James Capel's had the NFC East several times. Has not won a Cowboys player. But this time, he got
There it
himself the last box in the series. It is a Cowboys player. It is Randy White.
There we go.
Let me get that signature. There we go. He signed it near the front of the helmet. That is Randy White, defensive lineman, linebacker, 75 to 88, Super Bowl champ, and MVP of the Super Bowl, 9-time Pro Bowler, 7-time first-team All-Pro, college and pro Hall of Famer, Randy White.
Sweet hit.
Nice hit, James Capel. Do you have a Randy White, or is this your first Randy White helmet?
Little throwback.
Did
for
not
ya.
have him. James Capel did not have him.
There we
How about
go.
that?
We love that.
Awesome.
I'm a Cowboys nonetheless, too.
You probably grew up watching him, James. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to throw out your age number out there, but I think you probably saw Randy White play because I know you're a longtime Cowboys fan.
Yeah, that's a nice one. Nice job, James.
I think I pulled James. He didn't have a Dak Prescott. I pulled it for him a few weeks back out of the Loaded Dice series. And now I got him a Randy White.
There it is.
Nice. Cool. If you are in that Halloween virtual box, that's Robert Myers, Robert Anderson, Jeff Capel, and Jeff Grand Mason. If you guys want to give us a box number. Oh, here it is. Fly Goes Fly is done, Donnie.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Only 3 left in the flex on them. All 3 boxes are in this room. Closing out a few series. I know we just closed out the Loot Crate yesterday. The big bucks.
Looks like James was. Oh my goodness. Excuse me, Kamen. I gotta get some coffee.
Is it an even number? I haven't even
It's
looked.
an even number. It's box number 30 for that Halloween series.
Box number
30.
30.
James, we can do that.
All right. 30 for the Halloween series.
We can do that.
We can do. All right, let me throw this on the website. So box 30, as you guys see the boxes, box 30 is available. It is the very last box. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this
30?
video. Box 30, the very last one. I will play this video for you folks. And let's see what we got here. Oh, this is just creepy every time. Box 30. Bob Lilly has a couple. Nice. Hold on one second before I do that. I'm losing my mind. I forgot to random up your divisions.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. I got so excited for that one. So we haven't seen anything. Let the suspense build a little bit. Here we go. Let me random up those divisions. I got so excited for these Halloween videos. I just want to play ahead. So before we see what comes out of there, let me randomize you guys up. That's James Capel, Robert Anderson, Robert Myers, Jeff Grand Mason. 4 folks in here. That is Halloween. So James Capel in the NFC North, Robert Anderson, NFC South. James has the East and West in the NFC, Jeff Grand Mason in the AFC North, Robert Myers in the AFC South, and James Capel has the AFC East, and once again, the AFC West. So let me pull the video back up. That was suspenseful. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, it's magical. I have the magic touch. I didn't do anything. How about this? Mark Andrews, one of the best tight ends in the NFL. Lunar helmets.
There we go.
There he is.
Mark Bavaro.
Nice.
He's a classic name. I think he was a tight end also.
He was a handsome devil.
Apparently. And then we have Ryan Leaf again.
we
Big
go.
night for Ryan Leaf in the ULI break room on a football. Congratulations, everybody. Nicely done. All right, so let's take a look and see who won what.
You ever seen Mark Bavaro's arms, Kamen?
I'm guessing they're big.
Absolute pythons, 23 inches.
23 inches.
My goodness.
Well, let's start with Mark Bavaro then.
I can squeeze my head whenever.
That is the NFC East. James Capel takes home Mark Bavaro. So got himself some guns. Mark Andrews goes to the AFC South. That is, or AFC North, excuse me. That is Jeff Grandmason. So two different people taking home wins on that one. And then we have the last one is Ryan Leaf. That is the AFC West. James Capel wins his second Leaf item of the day. Wow. Okay. Ryan Leaf and James Capel have a connection today. Ryan Leaf trade in Wednesday, says James. Okay. Well, we'll have to work on that. It should be like, I'm trying to think of a clever name with doubles. Like, I don't know if there's something that comes up with that. But he says trade in Tuesday, trade in Wednesday. So that's all right. I'll tell you this. Mark Bavaro was an NFL tight end. 85-94 with the Giants, Browns, and Eagles. Two-time Super Bowl champ, two-time Pro Bowler, two-time All-Pro, 1,000-yard receiver in 1986. I believe he's at the top of this box, so we'll start with him.
Don was not lying. He was a handsome devil. Can I see a picture of him? He was a good-looking guy. He was the heartthrob of the NFL.
All right.
Time.
You know what we were talking
big
about?
Guy.
You know what we were talking about in here the other night with Mike?
Yep.
How Tom Brady has improved his looks with age.
It's
I don't
crazy.
want that to sound weird. And we had a guy in here who pointed out, I think Carlo was his name. He pointed out that Giselle probably has something to do with that. Because she probably gave him some pointers, put some makeup on, do your hair this way, Tom, you'll look better. Behind every great man, there's a great woman, they say.
And you know what else helps with that?
A lot of money?
A lot of money really helps you look a little bit better.
Sure.
It's pretty funny if you've seen like those memes where it's the Kardashians when they're like 17, 16, and then fast forward, 15 years and hundreds of millions of dollars later, and magically they don't even look like the same person anymore. It's crazy.
It is incredible what cosmetics can do for you.
And I don't know if Tom has gone that far yet. Maybe
I
not
don't
taking
know.
the Kardashian route, but I would imagine that
I think Giselle has some pointers for sure. She's a supermodel. She knows.
But
She knows how to look good.
too.
I don't know what help Mark Bavaro had though. He may have been a natural.
He's just the natural.
He's the natural, like that movie.
That's actually what that miniseries was named after.
Okay, there you go.
That's
Speaking
funny.
of minis, let's transition into the mini helmets.
Is that Mark?
Mark Andrews.
Sweet. That's
We've
awesome,
seen Lamar Jackson throw the ball more these days, so Mark Andrews getting more involved. That is a Lunar. Signing it in the purple helmet. Think of beauty. Mark Andrews. That's Jeff Grandmason. Mark Andrews, a really, really good tight end. I'm a big fan of his. It's taken me a while to get around Lamar Jackson to really be sold on him, but he's winning me over, and Mark Andrews is a big part of that. Let me make sure I have the right cert here. So this cert actually was for Bavaro. This is Beckett certified, Mark Andrews. Make sure that all the right certs go in the right boxes. Do you still want a deal for the Cowboys helmet? Nope, I have a couple already. Thanks though. So no deal. Okay, Christmas present to the nephews, says James Capel. So the nephews are gonna have some Ryan Leaf gear. I think Ryan Leaf works for one of the college football. On one of the college football shows. He makes like predictions on college football. He certainly played great at the college football level. I think Washington State, is that where he went?
I don't know.
I think he went there, but then did not succeed with the Chargers. But he succeeded since.
He did go to Washington State.
Washington State. There you go. All right, so I'll show that Leaf football real quickly. So James Capel can take a look at what his nephews might be. No, heck, they probably don't know what this is. They might throw this bad boy around. Who knows? Ryan Leaf, number 16. Look at that. Thing of beauty. Congratulations,
I like
James.
his signature. I think his signature is really cool.
It's a beautiful signature.
I don't know why. I just really like it.
I got that L. It's a nice signature. Ryan Leaf.
I like the big first letters of the autographs.
Absolutely. And actually, one second. I got to write these right up the winner, the sheets for these two. So let me tag these bad boys. That was Mark Andrews, went to Jeff Grandmason. And Ryan Leaf went to James Capel. Got a couple other things filling up, Dave?
Got a flex on him for you.
All right, let's flex. I will get to that in a second, but if you are in that flex, let us know a box number.
Yes,
if you're in the
sir.
flex on them. You know if you're in there. You know who you are.
Oh.
James Capel Leaf. Okay, James Capel. Yeah, I would not have thought. I've never pulled a Ryan Leaf 2 items in one day. Something different. You know what one of my favorite pulls was that I did on, I think, not this Sunday, the Sunday before maybe? I pulled a Johnny freaking football helmet. And he signed it with the less appropriate version of the F word. Johnny bleeping football.
James says he wants box number 40 for the flex on him.
Box 40, James, coming your way. Only 2 flex on him's left. All right. There's box 40. 40 out of 40.
Here we go.
All right, that is Jeff Grandmason, Robert Myers, and James Capel. So we have several people in there. All it takes is one spot to win. We've seen several snipes tonight. That was Donnie, not a ghost, right?
Yes.
All right, good. Just making sure. He's got the box for us. We're going 7 times here. So, Jeff Grandmason, Robert Myers, and James Capel. Good luck, everybody. Throw your divisions on there. Take the list randomizer off. Flex on them. Number 2. Just 2 flexins left in the whole series. Jeff Grandmason in the NFC North. James Capel has the NFC South, NFC East. Robert Myers in the NFC West. James Capel has the AFC North, AFC South, and AFC West. And Jeff Grandmason has the AFC East. All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Let's flex. As Dave said earlier, these are special Speed Authentic helmets. We don't always get these series, so when they're here for a limited time, it is the time for you to get them. Only 2 left in the whole series.
Yes, sir. What do we got here?
Okay.
Kamen?
Something good. One of the best defensive players in the NFL, TJ Watt, one of the best defensive
There it
linemen.
is.
I think he was voted the 11th best player in the NFL according to his colleagues.
Wow.
TJ Watt, following in his brother's footsteps. He's been an absolute beast for the Steelers. That is the AFC North, and that is James Capel with TJ Watt. Was he a headliner on that one?
I would sure hope so. He is an absolute stud.
Let me know, because if he is, I'm gonna do the headliner thing.
The Steelers are another one of those teams, kind of like the Bears, with those linebackers. They always have a great defense.
Yes, always. I know Joe Green, I think, was a defensive lineman for them back in the day. Not a defensive lineman, but I love Troy Polamalu was really, really
Yep.
good.
Looks like he was a little hidden headliner here.
Hidden headliner.
Wow,
All right, so I'm not
shocking.
gonna
Who's it?
use this. TJ Watt,
Trey James.
Trey James.
That's not what it stands for.
I didn't
Okay.
think so.
I have no idea what it stands for.
Okay.
I had a feeling
I'm not
that
sure.
is not what it was.
Timothy John.
Timothy John. That sounds more
Oh,
accurate.
Dave.
TJ Watt.
That's cool.
Not a headliner.
Nope.
This Flex on him series is filthy. Donnie, I pulled a Justin Herbert Lunar out of Flex on him, not a headliner also.
How about that?
It's incredible.
You like apples?
I do like apples.
How about them apples?
I like them apples. I knew where you were going with that one. I did, actually. But
I would hope so.
it's a good line.
Dave.
It's a good line.
Square up then.
TJ Watt. Very nice,
You
says
know I'll
James
square up,
Capel.
Don.
I'm guessing James probably did not have a TJ Watt.
That's a rare auto. He doesn't sign very often.
That's a sweet one, James.
And we had him the other night in Big Bucks. So we get the rare stuff.
Big Bucks. He was the headliner of Big Bucks.
He was a headliner in Big Bucks. He was the very last buck pulled in the Big Bucks. Awesome. Awesome. James Capel, congratulations, buddy. Good to have you back in the UR Live break room. James really gets the orders going, and we love having him in here. And I think folks are realizing how much momentum he builds. Let's see. We have one left in the brick wall number 5, it looks like.
Yes, sir.
So if someone wants to do some closer magic on the brick wall number 5. 3 left in Ridley Mead this. 4 left in Flex on him. So 2 Flex on him boxes left. If you guys do want to do a couple quick orders for Flex on him, maybe we can finish out that series. I know how much you guys are enjoying the Flex on him. It's one of those series that was really hot when we started. It cooled off a little bit, but maybe heating up tonight. We pulled a sick Deion Sanders. That was a headliner, and we just pulled a TJ Watt, who was not a headliner. Or a hidden headliner. Not on the web page. Wow. That is really, really cool.
That is cool.
And we sold the Dutch, the Heinz Ward Dutch, too.
We did.
So a big day for Steeler fans.
Big day.
Big day. Big day. Yeah, the Steelers are... It'll be interesting to see who their next quarterback is. I think they may be looking for a trade for Mr. Aaron Rodgers, perhaps. That would be a good fit for him.
Thinking so.
Get him out of the NFC for Bears fans. That would be fine with me. The Packers
be
don't want
fine.
to trade him in the NFC for sure. And Rodgers wants, or I guess they're letting him go out of his contract, I think, actually. I think they reached some sort of agreement or something, whatever it was.
Yeah, he basically has the option, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, at
Sure.
the end of this year where he can basically just walk. I know there's a bunch of small little intricacies to this agreement.
Sure.
But yeah, I think essentially he can just walk. Or if he wanted to stay, I think they did leave that open. But I'm thinking they would have to go out and
Win the Super Bowl.
win the Super Bowl and trade for some wide receivers.
Sure.
Because that has been the hill that he has been dying on ever since this whole thing started. Understandably so.
Sure.
But
I think the Jordan Love draft pick did not make him happy. And
Of
rightfully
course
so.
not.
Because quarterbacks play until a longer age at this point. He was not as old as Brett Favre was. So I don't think he should have gone. I don't see Flex mystery box for sale. That may be a break room exclusive, possibly Flex on him.
I'm thinking it was. I know even though
You
even
can
though
buy
some
out all the
break room
spots
is-
though, James. Same concept.
Yeah, and I'll work with our operations guy to make sure if that is a break room exclusive that we'll get that posting. If you ever did want to do personals, but for now I'm thinking you might have to just get all the spots if you wanted to buy that out, James. I'm sorry about that, but we'll work that out.
And we've got several people hopping in the last few minutes. Aaron King, Robert Anderson, Larry Roslin, Jeff Grandmason, Aaron and Larry. We haven't seen you this afternoon. Welcome to the party. And I think they're hopping on Flex on them, right?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Jeff just closed her out.
All right. So if you are in Flex on them number 3, I listed off a few of you folks. Let us know on the box number. So which one did we just do? We just did box 40. So it's 26 or 27. I'll take 40 off the ticker. So you've got a 50-50 shot there. 26, says James Capel. James is, I trust, is in that one. He is. There's James Capel, Robert Anderson, Larry Rossland, and Jeff Grandmason. Jeff says, yep, Flex went fast. So yeah, I mean, if you want to post the final one, maybe that will go really fast.
Yes,
Get that
sir.
last one done.
Yes, sir.
So 26 is coming your way. Then we have 27, and that series is closed out on Flex on them. All right, box 26. Let's Flex. I'll go ahead and random up those divisions for you folks. Busy Wednesday afternoon. Love to see it.
Yes, sir.
Love to see it. Thank you so much, everybody. We are on Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. and 7 p.m. Central Time, and then on 2 and 8 o'clock on Saturday and Sunday Central Time. So excited we're still hanging around here. Here's a look at your divisions. Randomized you guys up. The second to last flex on them in the series. Third one of the afternoon, James Capel in the NFC North. Robert Anderson in the NFC South. James Capel has the East and West. Also the AFC North, Jeff Grandmason with the AFC South and AFC East. And Larry Rossland with a single spot in the AFC West. Robert Anderson also has a single spot. Jeff with 2 and James with 4. 4 of our regular customers all going up against each other. Massive showdown. Of course, it's going to be a heavy helmet because it is a Speed Flex. Comes in our nice Ultimate Autograph bags. Ooh. This is something good.
Okay.
I don't think he's a headliner, but again, one of those borderline hidden headliners.
Ooh.
Dick Butkus.
All right.
Hall of Fame 79, the Bears' great linebacker. And I think this is one of those retro Bears helmets,
Love the
too. It's not,
retros.
it's a different looking helmet. It's the orange helmet on the blue. Dick Butkus signing it, Hall of Fame 79. I think he's, if not the second or third best linebacker of all time, certainly in the top 5. I think Lawrence Taylor is number 1. And then after that, I mean, Butkus, Ray Lewis, a lot of guys in the discussion, but he's definitely up there. That is James Capel getting himself a Hall of Fame linebacker. You got Lawrence Taylor earlier in the day. Now he gets Dick Butkus. So a big linebacker day for James Capel.
I love that variation.
It's
think that
beautiful.
Is a sweet helmet.
And didn't the Bears, like, they wore that recently, I think.
I think so this year, actually.
I think it was this year. I think it's a, you may double check this, but I believe it's a 1930s helmet.
Okay.
It's a 1930s helmet, and I think they maybe changed it up slightly, but it's inspired by what they wore in the 1930s.
Love it.
So it's a very unique helmet. I actually did look this up because we pulled a Bears helmet that looked like this last week. I think Mike was in there, and I was in here producing. I think we pulled something Bears with this look helmet, and I think I looked it up, and it was inspired by the 1930s helmets that they had. So
Is that the, we have one more flex on him, is that right?
that's the very last flex on him.
Sweet. We already sold her out. I took her down.
Awesome.
And that'll do.
Flex on him is finished.
We are closed out of those. Thank
We
you guys for all the
flexed
support on
hard.
that one.
A lot
Glad
of
you
great
guys liked
hits
it.
coming out of Flex on him today. Dick Butkus, Deion Sanders. What was the one we did before that? Let me see what it was. Butkus was this one. The one before was T.J. Watt. So you had 3 of the all-time great defensive players. T.J. Watt certainly has some time to, prove longevity, but probably going to be a Hall of Famer. One of the great defensive players for sure. How about that? And all, like, front 4 guys, like linebackers, front 7, linebackers, corners. Woo! All right, I'm going to get that very last helmet now. Putting that last one in was tough. Box 27. Flex on him is closed. Thank you so much for filling out those Flex on him breaks, guys. We appreciate that. Larry Rossland, Robert Anderson, and James Capel. Beautiful. Every time when I go into a show, I have like sort of a goal, Dave.
Yeah.
And we have met both of my goals. My goal was to sell out at least 1, if not 2 of our series. We got the Fly Eagles Fly done. We got the Flex done.
Sweet.
So that is exciting.
Been a good day.
Been a great day. Randomizing 7 times. So we should have a new Platinum Helmet series in the next day or 2. That'll be something to look forward to. Thanks, guys. After this, I am gone. Got to rob the money tree in the backyard. Nice, James. Nice. That's awesome. Glad to hear that you're home, James, and glad to hear that you're back and having a good time in the ULI break room. All right, folks, that's James Capel. Has all the NFC divisions. Robert Anderson, the AFC North. James Capel, the AFC South. Larry Roslin, the AFC East, and James Capel also has the AFC West, which is hit for him a couple times today. Maybe not his favorite hit, but it hit. Raiders. James, are you a Raiders fan? I think your son is a Raiders fan, right? Chop is a big Raiders guy.
That's correct.
Chop was very nice on Sunday. Came in the chat just to check on me after the Bears and Chiefs were both throttled. Really appreciated that. He asked if I was okay.
That's nice.
I'm still hanging in there.
Hardly.
It can't get any worse than last week, so things
Got
are
that right.
things are good. Sun is, he says. Yes. Okay. We have a little theme in the last few polls. And that theme is great defensive players.
There we go.
Brian Dawkins.
Nice.
You probably know this as a Madden player. This guy was rated a 99 in Madden many years. One of the best safeties of all time. Great Philadelphia Eagle. Let me get that light out of the way a little on that 20. Here we go. So you see the signature, number 20. Brian Dawkins. And you actually also get yourself a little picture of him signing the autographs. It is JSA certified. So you get a mix of everything with this Brian Dawkins hit. That is the NFC East. That is James Capel. Capel taking home another great defensive player.
Nice hit, James.
James. You're a big defense guy, offense guy. I mean, it doesn't matter. Full-size authentic, speed authentic. Flex on him. What a series.
Can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong with flex on him. As good as it gets. That wasn't a headliner hit, but it might as well have been because the thing played on accident. Thanks again, says James. James, no, thank you.
Yeah,
thank
thanks
you
for
for
hanging
joining us in the UR Live break room. We're really, really happy to see you back. It's exciting times, and looking forward to seeing you all week. All week.
Yeah, you have a good one, James. We'll see you later, man.
Dawkins. Awesome. Anything else that we're close on, Dave?
Yeah, we filled up a brick wall number 5.
All right, brick wall number 5. Now that James Capel is calling it a day, chances for many more winners. Dawkins helmet, brick wall number 5. So let's see. That is box number 19, 29, and 30 are in the room here. A few others are in the room. I might throw on a couple other box numbers for you folks. But if you like 19, 29, or 30, let us know. I also have, let's see, I'll put them on there. 31, 32, and 33. So I'll get you a few more box numbers there if you like any of those box numbers for brick wall. That would be Robert Anderson, Robert Myers, Jeff Grandmason, Aaron King, and Robert Myers again. 30 says Robert Anderson. All right, Robert. Box 30 coming your way in brick wall number 5.
Here we go.
This brick wall series is selling fast. We better get ourselves some more black box helmets.
Yes, sir. It's a good problem to have.
It is a good problem to have. Box 30. $30 of 50. I think we're already more than halfway through with this series, or at least close to it. I think we sold out about 17 last night. 5 more today. Awesome. Throw you folks into the list randomizer. We're going to go 7 times. All right. There's a look at your divisions. I will copy you guys in. Brick wall number 5. Robert Anderson in the NFC North. Jeff Grandmason, NFC South. Robert Myers, NFC East. Aaron King, NFC West. Robert Anderson, AFC North. Robert Myers, AFC South. And Jeff Grandmason has the AFC East and the AFC West. Good luck, guys. Brick wall number 5. It's a replica helmet, as most of these are in this series. You can tell by the feel. It is a guy we do have in this room quite a bit, but a really good player. Christian Okoye.
Nice.
One of the best nicknames in sports, Dave.
Yup, Nigerian Nightmare.
The Nigerian Nightmare. He led the
There he
NFL
is.
in rushing yards, I think, right when he hopped on the scene. Couple-time Pro Bowler, late 80s, early 90s. Really, really good running back for the Chiefs. Christian Okoye. That is Jeff Grandmason out of the AFC West.
Nice hit, Jeff.
Nice hit, Jeff. Okoye. J.C. Jackson is my guess, says Jeff. What were we guessing? Oh, the defensive player, or we're guessing what was going to come out of here?
I think he was guessing what the poll was.
Oh, okay. Okoye. So close.
It's a nice hit, Jeff.
It's a nice hit. Jeff, we appreciate having you in here. I know you joined about a couple weeks ago, and we're glad that you come back. I know Jeff and Robert Anderson have been two regulars of our shows since they joined. Really appreciate seeing both of you guys in here.
Yeah, definitely. Been a couple of great shows these past couple of
Guessed
weeks.
incorrectly. Well, it's better to guess incorrectly and win than guess incorrectly and lose.
You got that right.
Got
There you
yourself
go.
a win, Jeff. That is Christian Okoye.
Very nice.
Kansas City Chiefs. Got a lot of great Chiefs stuff in the room. I know we have Emmett Thomas, Will Shields, a lot of great classic Chiefs. I think Kansas City had gone 50 years without winning Super Bowls. People forget how many great players they had in between those Super Bowls.
Truly.
They were one of those teams that was always good, just didn't get it done in the playoffs. So exciting to see them finally get it done here last year. They got to get it together, though. Got to fix the defense. I don't know what went wrong with the offense last game, because that's the least points they've scored with Mr. Mahomes as quarterback, hoping that they get things figured out. Valid point, says Jeff. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, Kamen,
Let's see. What else we
that
got?
might do it for us today.
All right, folks.
That might do it.
That might do it. I'll give you a last call in the next minute or two if you guys want to fill something up. Otherwise, you guys know this at this point, and if you're new, if you don't, our breaks do carry over to our night show. That's going to be 7 p.m. Central Time tonight. We are probably going to do a Ridley Me Jersey Series break tonight.
Yeah.
Only 3 slots left, so if you really want to hop in in the next 30 seconds and fill that bad boy up. Otherwise, that's getting carried over to tonight.
Yes, sir.
Bad Moon Rising. We've got 5 slots remaining in Bad Moon Rising. The Fly Eagles Fly is done. 5 slots left in the Halloween Virtual Crate. Fill the jersey right now, says Robert Anderson. Robert, we could do a jersey break before we get out of here. If anyone else wants to do a jersey break with Robert Anderson, let us know now before we hop off the air. Maybe we'll do that jersey break, and then we'll hop off the air. So we'll give it a couple minutes on the jersey break. Otherwise, everything else gets carried over to tonight's show. So let us know if you want to do the jersey break. Only $24 a spot on that Phil Me Ridley this. And then we will have no wheel spin today. So Wheel of Winnings, our chase of the day. No wheel spin. So we'll do the jersey break and call it an afternoon. If you guys do want to do jersey break right now, fill it up fast. Or forever hold your breath. But not forever, because that'll be done tonight if it doesn't get done in the next couple minutes. While we give people just a couple minutes on the jersey break, Robert Anderson, if he wants to hop in, maybe Jeff is still in here, whoever else is in here, fill that bad boy up. Real quickly, Dave, anything you're looking forward to this weekend? I have a fun stat for you. I meant to bring up the stat earlier, and I didn't get a chance to do it. Aaron Rodgers is 6-0 without Devontae Adams in the starting lineup.
That's crazy.
That is a statistic right there. So, don't know who they've played. Certainly the Cardinals will be a much tougher opponent. I do like the Cardinals to win that game, but 6.5, that's a big spread for a 7-0 team against a 6-1 team.
Big spread.
So we will see.
I'm looking forward to the Lions getting their first win. That's what they're going to
The
be
Lions
doing.
play the Eagles. You've got the Lions beating the Eagles.
I do.
They
This is
certainly
the week it's gonna happen.
they certainly deserve it. The Lions have been really, really close. They're also at home in that game, looks like. It would be nice for them to see. I think the Titans-Colts game is going to be a big one. Indianapolis, a 1-point favorite at home. They're 5-2, or the Titans are 5-2. Colts are 3-4. If the Titans were to win that game, that division is just about closed. So it's kind of a must-win for the Colts if they want to get back into the division. The AFC is tough, not likely to get a wild card spot. So that's a huge game for them in that game for sure. So Ridley Me This, the headliners that we still have left, according to My record is Ray Lewis, the all-time tackle leader in NFL history. Travis Kelce, the best tight end. Or I'm looking at Ridley Me This. I got Ray Lewis, Lawrence Taylor are both out there. So the two best linebackers ever, maybe, on Ridley Me This. And we just sold that one out, right?
Yep, bringing over the names over. You can go ahead and
Perfect.
get some box numbers for that.
Thank you so much. Who closed us out? Was it Robert?
It was.
Robert, thank you for closing us out. Jesse Renteria and Robert Myers and James Stanhope also in here. So we'll do a jersey break before we call it an afternoon show. Thank you so much for filling that out, guys. If you are in there, Robert, we know you're here. If you guys can get us a box number, James Stanhope, Jesse Renteria, Robert Myers also. We've got 14, 16, 24, 28, 29, and 30 up on the ticker right now. Robert Anderson asked, fill the jersey right now. Phil, we did. Or you did probably, Robert. You're the one that filled it. 24, says Robert Anderson. 24 on that jersey break. All right. Whew. It's been a fun show, Dave.
It's been a good one, a long one.
My favorite afternoon show, or weekday afternoon show I've done at least. I do remember a memorable Sunday where James Capel was hopping in on loaded dice like crazy. But definitely the busiest afternoon show I've done in my time here. Granted, I haven't been here long, but in general, this is a busy time for the afternoon show. I'm going to randomize up those divisions before we do this Ridley Me This break. All right, copy those folks in there. We're going 7 times on the randomizer. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. There's a look at your divisions. Copy these bad boys onto our Excel sheet. We'll get this break done. Robert Anderson has the NFC North and NFC South. Robert Myers in the NFC East. Jesse Renteria with an only spot of the NFC West. Robert Anderson in the AFC North and AFC South. James S., AFC East. And Robert Anderson also has the AFC West. Couple great linebackers still out there. A couple great headliners. Ray Lewis, Lawrence Taylor. But a lot of other good players in this series, period. Oh my goodness. Wow.
What we got, Kamen?
We have Ray Lewis himself.
Yeah, let's
Headliner
go.
hit.
There we go.
Headliner hit, Ray Lewis.
We love that.
That is the AFC North. That is Robert Anderson. He wanted to fill the Ridley Me This. He called the box number out, and he took home a Ray Lewis headliner hit.
Good hits.
First all-time in career tackles. I looked that stat up recently. I was curious because we have a lot of great linebackers in the room. Which one had the most tackles ever? Well, it's Ray Lewis. No one has had more tackles ever than him. He also got himself a Super Bowl. He's been a part of several great defenses. Also gets some interceptions. He hypes up the team before the game. His dance was one of the wildest things. 52, this beautiful purple jersey that is JSA certified. The small signature there on the 2 Hall of Fame linebacker. Headliner hit, Ray Lewis. Nicely done, Robert Anderson.
Nice hit, Robert.
Closer magic, box number magic, all of it. Ray Lewis, are you happy with that one, Robert? I don't even know your team, Robert. What's your team? I'm not sure what your team is, but you can't complain with the Ray Lewis because that is awesome. I am personally jealous of that hit. Anything else close, or are we calling it an afternoon, Dave?
I think we're calling it an afternoon.
Awesome. Well, hey, thanks everybody for joining us this afternoon. Filling up the flex on them, closing that series out. Did a Ridley Me This. We did a ton of brick walls. We've closed out Fly Eagles Fly. A busy afternoon. I'm from New England, but I love that hit, says Robert Anderson. I'm glad that you're happy. You can't go wrong with the Ray Lewis.
No, you can't.
Thank you so much for everyone joining us this afternoon. We've had a great show. We'll be back here tonight at 7 o'clock Central Time.
Yes, sir.
Thanks again for closing out Flex on 'em and Fly Eagles Fly. Have a great day, everyone. And
We'll
actually,
talk to you guys later.
Before that, I'll play our outro video. I almost forgot. Beautiful outro video.
Thank you for
to close
breaking
out
with
the show.
Ultimate Autographs
Have a
in
good
the
one.
UA Live Break Room. If you had an awesome time, you can join us again every day. We are live breaking certified sports memorabilia at noon and 7 p.m. Central Time every weekday and 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. Central Time on the weekends. As a reminder, if you purchased a spot in a break that did not fill, your spot will transfer to the next UA Live Breaks broadcast. Lastly, if you earned UA cash today, the funds will be added to your account in 24 hours. Thanks again for breaking with Ultimate Autographs. We